نحمده ونصلي ونسلم على سيدنا ومولانا محمد رسوله النبي الأمين المكين الحنين الكريم الرؤوف الرحيم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين صدق الله مولانا العظيم. Dear listeners and viewers, by grace of Almighty Allah, we concluded the discussion regarding Surah Al-Fatiha and belief of resurrection, belief of the Day of Judgment in our last episode, answering the question that after the physical elimination of man, how his resurrection would be possible on the Day of Judgment. So I mentioned in the last episode that Holy Quran has given primarily 5 kinds of answers to this question. Answers have been given at so many places, so many instances, and examples and arguments have been given. But all of these arguments primarily fall within 5 categories. The first, as we have already discussed, falls within the category of idea of creation out of nothing. Second, arguments to establish the faith of resurrection falls within the category of idea of creation out of inorganic substance. Third category of arguments fall within the idea of creation of the living body out of the dead and creation of the dead out of the living. And fourth category, on which we concluded our episode, is the concept of recollection of scattered particles. The necessity of discussing these answers in connection of Malik Yawmiddin is that most of the people and younger generation and non-believers and the people who assess and evaluate and adjudicate the facts and realities exclusively on rational basis, on scientific basis, and on materialistic basis. So the question arose in the minds that there are some people who die their natural death, they are buried in the graves in the earth, and after several years the body is completely eliminated. It becomes dust. Some people die during the air journey, and in an air crash they are burned with fire, and this body is completely finished. Some people die in sea and rivers, and they are finished in water. Some people are eaten by lions and tigers and other wild animals. They are completely abolished. And afterwards their particles are scattered in the world. So the question arose, how would be it possible that the same body would be resurrected on the Day of Judgment? This was the basic question which we have dealt with in our last episode on the basis of various categories of arguments that Quran has given. Today we are taking the last category of the answer, And that is the concept of creation of similar body. Before we take this aspect, I would like to throw a little bit light again on the last aspect, and that is the recollection of scattered particles. So, we have already given the example of a kid who is fostered by the mother, and the same particles of the food which was eaten and chewed by his mother pass out in a complete manner through his stool. So this is a very beautiful example of recollection of scattered particles. If these particles in human body can be recollected, in the same way the particles of human body in this universe can also be recollected. But the new answer is based on this thing. This is only for the sake of argument, to make the thing understood. But it does not mean that the body which would be resurrected on the day of judgment would be consisting of the same particles, of the same physical particles, and it would be consisting of the same cells of the body through which the first body was constituted during the worldly life. It is not necessary. Now we are coming, after establishing this connection, we are coming towards the fifth answer. Although Quran says it is possible for Almighty Allah, and it has been established on various places. Holy Quran says, أَيَحْسَبُ الْإِنسَانُ أَلَّن نَجْمَعَ إِزَامَهُ بَلَا قَادِرِينَ عَلَىٰ أَن نُصَوِّيَ بَنَانَهُ. Does man think we shall never put his bones together again? Here it is being talked, it is being discussed. The question of recollection of the same, recollection of the particles of the same body, particles of the same bones. Does man think we shall never, and we can never put his bones together again? Indeed, we can remold his very fingers. We can indeed recollect his very particles of the body, and the same body to be resurrected is not impossible as far as the divine command of Almighty Allah is concerned. Again it is stated, when it was asked, وَقَالُوا أَإِذَا كُنَّا عِظَامًا وَرُفَاتًا أَإِنَّا لَمَبْعُوثُونَ خَلْقًا جَدِيدًا. When this question was put, what they also say, when we are turned to bones and dust, shall we be restored? Which means the same particles of the body would be restored, and the same particles of the physical body will be reconstructed and resurrected. Shall we be restored as a new creation? Now the answer is given in Holy Quran. This answer we had not already mentioned in our episode. Stated, قُلْ كُونُوا حِجَارَةً أَوْ حَدِيدًا أَوْ خَلْقًا مِمَّا يَكْبُرُ فِي صُدُورِكُمْ فَسَيَقُولُونَ مَنْ يُعِيدُنَا قُلِ الَّذِي فَطَرَكُمْ أَوَّلَ مَرَّةٍ. They say, you shall, whether you turn to stone or to iron. It means that whether your particles of the body are absolutely scattered or they are absolutely changed after undergoing a chemical process, whether you are turned into stone or you are turned into iron, whether you have become absolutely a new thing which has no concern with the first existence, or any other substance which you may think to be unlikely to be given life, or you have been turned into any other substance which cannot be given life, which cannot be made alive, which means either you have become absolutely an inorganic and dead body and dead substance. They will ask, who will restore us? Say, He that created you first. Same Allah would restore us. Same Allah and Lord and Creator would resurrect you. Same Allah would reconstruct your body who gave you the first existence, who provided you the first creation. So Holy Quran has discussed it at length and said to think that the same particles of the body of human being cannot be reconstructed and resurrected Quran says that is impossible for the human beings, but not impossible for Allah. Allah can resurrect the same particles and same body and the same physical existence of the man. After establishing the existence of this divine authority of the creation of Almighty Allah, divine authority of resurrection of Almighty Allah on the Day of Judgment, now we are coming towards the fifth aspect of the answer, that is, even then, that Almighty Allah possesses the power to resurrect the same body consisting of the same particles on the Day of Judgment. It is not beyond the power of Allah, but even then, under the faith of the Day of Judgment and under the faith of resurrection, it is not necessary that the same body would be resurrected. And the body which would be resurrected would be consisting of the same physical particles. And the resurrected body of man on the Day of Judgment, it is not necessary that it would be consisting of the same cells through which that body was constituted in its worldly life. So what would be then if it is not necessary? So after explaining this thing, all of those questions regarding the resurrection of the same body are eliminated. The new question arises, then what would be the condition? If the same body and the same particles and the same cells are not necessarily to be resurrected and reconstructed, then what would be the position? The position would be that the soul would be given a similar body. The soul of the man, dying man, on the Day of Judgment would be given a similar body, along with the sense of sameness, along with the sense of self-consciousness, along with the sense of self-identity, along with the sense of self-realization, along with the sense of self-consciousness and self-recognition. Body would be similar, but sense would be the same. For example, just not really it is implicable, but just to understand, for example, a man sleeps and he is dreaming during his sleep. He thinks as if he has been shot during dream. So during his dream, when he saw during his dream that he is shot, he is gunned down, he mostly never possesses the sense of duality. Mostly this happens, that he never possesses the sense that the man who is being shot by the gun is another man, and the real man, he is sleeping on the bed and he is dreaming. So just there is no problem, because the real body is on the bed sleeping. He is safe and sound and quiet. He is in protection of sleep. And the man who is being shot, this is just a dream. He never thinks so. That's why sometimes when man wakes up and he finds his body having some influences of the dream on it, his hair stood up, and sometimes he is sweating, sometimes he feels harassment, and his feelings are aroused during the dream. So what thing creates this kind of influence on the body? That is the sense of self-consciousness, sense of sameness. Dreaming person possesses the sense of sameness. He has the same fellow, whose name is this and this. And he does not possess the sense of dream in order to eliminate the duality of the personalities between the two. So the man would be given the similar personality, the similar body, same shape, similar body, but the sense would be the same. And having the same sense and self-consciousness, he will be answerable to Almighty Allah, and his body and his arms and his feet and his eyes and his ear and all of the organs of the body having the sense of sameness and sense of self-consciousness, and having this sense that we are the hands, same hands through which this act was conducted. We, the feet today, are the same feet through which this sin was committed. We, the eyes and ear, are the same eyes and ear of the man through which myself had committed so and so act, such and such act. And this skin and these various organs are the same organs and same skin through which these acts were conducted in our worldly life. Just he will have the sense, but simply this is a new world. I have been again resurrected after death. That phase of life was separate. This phase of life is separate. This is the day of judgment, a new creation, a new life, a new day has been started, and that phase of life has been came to its end. Only this difference would be present, but the sense would be same. So when the sense is of the sameness, when the sense of self-consciousness is present, then no difference does it make whether the body resurrected consisted of the same particles or of the similar particles. Then there is no problem. When the sense is the same, then if the body was constructed of the same particles, after recollection of the scattered particles of the body, or even the body was resurrected of the similar particles and similar cells, so no difference is made when the sense of the sameness is present. We can observe the same reality scientifically in our worldly life. This has been established through sciences that even our present body cells, they are replaced after a few years. The body cells which are present today would not remain till our day of death. After a few years, these cells are replaced by another cells, and a process of replacement goes on. Same would be the position as far as the resurrected body which would be appearing on the day of judgment would be. If the replacement of cell today does not make any difference, so what would be the thing? That would be the replacement of cell. That body of the man would be resurrected by new cells, by newly constituted cells with the same sense. So same would be the person appearing before Almighty Allah and becoming the answerable. This is the concept of tamassul. Holy Quran says, when Sayyidina Jibreel, the angel Jibreel, was sent to Mary, Hazrat Maryam radiyallahu ta'ala anha, Quran says, فَأَرْسَلْنَا إِلَيْهَا رُوحَنَا فَتَمَثَّلَ لَهَا بَشَرًا سَوِيًّا. We sent our ruh, our soul, Jibreel, to the Mary, to Hazrat Maryam, and we provided him فَتَمَثَّلَ لَهَا. We made him a complete man. So a complete body was provided to him. But here lies the thing that there are two kinds of personalities: physical and temporal personality, and spiritual and real personality. Real personality and temporal personality. Spiritual personality and physical personality. Meaning thereby that real personality is not the temporal one. Real personality is not the physical one. Real personality is that which is the physical thing. That's why when Jibreel Amin came, he came with a body, physical body of Bashar. So this physical body, which was given to Sayyidina Jibreel for the purpose of appearance before Mary, appearance before Maryam, did not make any difference. So now the person was not changed. Person was the same. Jibreel was the same. But simply physical and temporal body was changed. His real personality was not physical and temporal, that was light. And the body given to him for appearance was the temporal and physical one. So this change did not create any difference as far as the real personality of Jibreel Amin was concerned. Same was the case when Jibreel Amin used to come to Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Sometimes he used to come in the form of man. and the companions used to see him. Once he sat with companions and asked some of the questions. What is Iman? What is faith? What is practice of Islam? What is ihsan, the spiritual aspect of deen? And what about the occurrence of the Day of Judgment? Some questions were asked by Sayyidina Jibreel. Then he went. Holy Prophet ﷺ asked companions, do you recognize who he was? They said, no, Allah and his Prophet knows better. Then he informed them that he was Jibreel, and he came to teach you the lesson of deen. Ask some questions for you, your sake, for your betterment. So when Jibreel Amin comes down with a specific temporal body, with the shape of specific companion, whether Dahiya Kalbi or anybody else, so this temporal and physical body, for the purpose of appearing before Holy Prophet ﷺ, does not make any difference as far as the real personality is concerned. So there are many other examples which can be quoted. I just quoted two examples, one from Quran and one from Hadith. Now again coming to the same point. The man would be same, the person would be same, and he would be resurrected, and he would be appearing before Almighty God on the Day of Judgment, and he would be answerable for his acts with the same sense. So it does not make any difference if the physical body of the personality of that man was consisting of changed and new cells and new particles having the same sense of the personality. So all questions are rebutted on the basis of this interpretation. Now coming towards the aspect that the real personality of the man would be appearing before Almighty Allah, and the man would be answerable for his acts and deeds which he had committed and conducted and performed during his worldly life. Now again, the concept of the Day of Judgment, Maliki Yawmiddin, says that there is a continuity, the concept of continuity. We are taking two further kinds of arguments. This would amount 7 arguments. But first arguments was in connection of the concept of resurrection, first 5 kinds of arguments. 2 further arguments which now I am giving, these pertain to the concept of the faith, the necessity of Day of Judgment. Through 5 arguments which we have already given, we have discussed the concept what resurrection is and how resurrection will be possible and how the objections on resurrection can be rebutted. Now we are coming towards the question that what is the necessity of resurrection? Why the Day of Judgment is necessary for us? So the necessity of resurrection contains 2 aspects. The first, principle of evolution and dynamics in the process of life. The necessity of the Day of Judgment and the necessity of faith in resurrection. It lies firstly in the principle of evolution and dynamics in the process of life. And here lies the principle of continuity in existence of changing universe. The principle of continuity, the principle of continuous evolution, and the principle of continuous dynamics in the process of life. Number 1. And number 2, principle of action and reaction, even the moral acts of human life. These are 2 basic necessities regarding the faith of Day of Judgment. As far as the principle of evolution is concerned, we have already discussed that human life is undergoing a process of evolution. We are not talking of evolution of Darwin or evolution of Lamarck or evolution of De Vries or the Western and scientific concept of human evolution, which snatches the moral level of human perfection. But we are talking of the Quranic concept of evolution within human life, phase by phase and stage by stage. So first of all, we have already explained that there was the stage of non-existence. Second stage was the stage of inorganic existence. This is the concept of life on earth. The first was the stage of non-existence of physical life. So this was the period before appearance of life. Then life appeared on the earth. So second period or second phase of evolution started, and that was inorganic existence of life. Number 3 was the organic existence. Here the regular life appeared on the surface of earth. Organic existence. So plants came into existence. When inorganic existence was when the period of inorganic existence, there were mountains and hills and so many things and dust. Through organic existence, plants and trees and these things came into existence. Then came the period of fourth kind of life, fourth phase, and that was animal world. After plants and trees, then birds and animals came into existence. This was the fourth phase of evolution of life on the earth. And at the fifth stage of the life of the earth, human being was created. But one should remember that human beings were not converted from animals. The man was not a converted animal. He was not an altered animal. Quran says, لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ. He is best of the being. He was given a regular, full-fledged and independent being and creation. But the evolution is as far as the process of appearance of life is concerned, from non-existence to existence, inorganic existence to organic existence, from organic existence to animal existence, and from animal existence to human existence. When the man has come in the phase of human existence, now the further stage is to be converted into spiritual existence. So this is the stage of physical, and now the stage which is required, that is of spiritual existence. And spiritual existence is the existence which was present before this physical life came into existence. We will take this discussion in our next episode. وَمَا عَلَيْنَا إِلَّا الْبَلَاغُ.